Good afternoon and welcome to BalaCore Fitness Show here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm Ellen Como. I'm here with my partner.
Danny Blue is here in the house too.
Today's show is going to be about that small voice. Do we listen to that small voice or do we ignore it? In both ways, positive and negative. Sometimes we're afraid to take the leap of faith that small voice is telling us. Other times we ignore that small voice because our desires are stronger than what's good for us. And that could be in every part of our life, especially fitness. So many of us know we need to get in shape. We need to change our life. We need to eat better. We need to exercise. We need to do these things. And there's that small voice that keeps telling us it's the right thing to do. But we put ourselves in situations where we make excuses for that because our desire to sit home on the sofa and watch TV, our desire to go out and have cocktails instead, our desire to go out and eat whatever we want to eat without thinking about it is far stronger than our desire for our health.
But sometimes as you, even though I'm training, because I'm just a co-owner of the business investing, and I like to work out and so on. So I'm always looking at it from the standpoint, which makes this hopefully a balanced show where you have the professional and just a person that's, wants to train and be healthy for being 51 years old. I know, YouTube, 51 years old right here, baby.
Yeah, look at me today.
So if you do see Ellen on YouTube, which now you probably all will go, she's doing a photo shoot. So she is going all natural.
So I have no makeup on. I have myself in a sweatsuit. I'll tell you what the photo shoot's about too in the show because it's part of actually what we're talking about today.
That is. So what I was going to add is that all those strong pulls is our natural, what I think most people do in this society. Like, they get done with a hard day of work and go, you know what? I'm going to go have chips and salsa and a beer to have a relax. I know I should have went to the gym. It was leg day, but I'm just going to, for this day, I'm going to just blow it off. And that's the pull that happens. That's a normal thing because you're working your tail off and you just want to go relax. Or something's going to happen. Oh, the Dodgers are on tonight. It's a 3-hour event, but hey, even that hour that I was supposed to work out right before, I'm not going to make it in time. Excuses. So there's all these other things that what you're saying come in your mind, and a little small voice goes, you don't have to go work out today. You can go to the bar. Oh, even if you don't drink, let's go out with friends tonight. Tomorrow we'll do it.
Yes.
And we see that sometimes at the gym quite often, even when you have commitments of people coming in.
Right.
There's something that occurs.
Yeah, and I just want to, I'm going to share a little bit of a story, my own story. That's why I'm sitting here with no makeup getting ready for a photo shoot, actually, about that small voice that came to me. And why I'm going to share this is because I think so many of us don't listen to this small voice. And these small voices can lead us to very large places, very extreme places outside of our box, our comfort zone. And it's so important in life to go out of that comfort zone in any way at all. And it might be that you don't feel good about yourself and you're feeling kind of overweight and you're feeling kind of not very attractive. And so you don't want to walk into a gym because it's a very uncomfortable place for you to come to. And I completely understand that on so many levels. So, but that's one part of the story and that we're going to talk about. And the other part is just a quick thing that happened. I was really, really sick about 2 weeks ago, and I'm talking sick. I never, ever cancel private clients, and I never miss a class. I love teaching. So I had to almost miss a whole entire week of the fitness studio where I couldn't teach my classes or my privates. And I'm laying on my sofa. I literally could not get up. I was just there. I was sprawled out. And I heard this voice, which to me is God. This isn't a show about religion, it's a show about fitness, but that was what I heard, and that's who was speaking to me in a still small voice, and told me that you are going to be the spokesperson for menopause. So, yay, isn't what every woman
menopause,
wants to do when she grows up. So I thought, I actually said out loud, no, I'm not. I don't want to be, kind of thing. Because that's not pretty, and I don't want to do that. That isn't what we aspire to as small girls growing up. But I heard again that is exactly what I was supposed to be, and I'm going through all of those phases myself right now. And I, kept going it was almost like an argument going back and forth. And I didn't have a fever and I was not delirious, by the way, just really, really not feeling well. And I thought, well, if I'm going to be doing this, it better have a great name because I am not going to be calling it menopause. So I start thinking about what I'm going to do. And the name Fitopause just jumped right into my head so quickly. And I thought, that's it. And I ran like most of us do when we get a bright idea. We run right to the computer and start exploring anything that has Fitopause in it. Nothing. There was nothing. So at that point, I called my partner, Danny.
That'd be me.
And said,
with the menopause.
Guess what? Yeah. Can you imagine I'm a woman, calling this guy, my male partner, and going, guess what I'm going to do?
And you know what my reaction was?
Yuck. It was like, his reaction was my first reaction when I got that voice was, yuck. And I said, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I really feel it in my heart. I have to do this. And I said, I want to show that menopause, women going through all the phases of menopause can go through them feeling beautiful, strong, and sexy, because it doesn't have to be a bad thing. And I think we've been bombarded with so much negative feedback, and even women love to talk about how awful it is and how terrible, and it's really not that bad. Although funny things do happen along the way, you need to keep a sense of humor, and there's some really positive things that go on while you're going through these phases. And we're going to take a break here. We're going to talk a little bit more about that and Danny's reaction to all of that when we get back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're listening to your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. You're listening to BalaCore Fitness Show here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I'm Ellen Como. I'm here with Danny Lou, and we're talking about listening to that still small voice that tells us to reach outside our box sometimes to places that are very uncomfortable. Now, when I called Danny, we were talking about, just to catch up a bit, if you're just turning on the radio, I'm very sick on the sofa, and I heard this voice telling me that I was going to be a spokesperson for menopause, and that is not what women aspire to when they grow up, let me tell you. But I took it on because I knew it was the right thing to do, so I took it on, and I'm having a great time with it, which I'll tell you about a little bit more. But I called, now, Danny, what was your still small voice telling you when I called you with that?
Why would you want to do something? Now, I'm going to tone it down because the way I said it wasn't like,
I think you should tell everybody the way you said it.
No, I can't say it that way because the people have a judgment of me. But basically, I said, like, why would you want to talk about or join a subject that's about old people and things that, and deal with that when you're talking about fitness? That was just my initial reaction. I've learned a lot from it because Ellen has enlightened me about it, because I'm 51 and we'll talk about that later, that I've now researched that men go through menopause, honestly,
yes,
with all the reactions and the testosterone, because testosterone is a San Francisco treat. But they go through that type of stuff too. So that's a different story. But my initial reaction was like, well, why do you want to do something so, you're vibrant, you're beautiful, we're fitness, we're this, we're that, and we're doing menopause and Fitopause? That sounds kind of dumb. But from there, I went to a most amazing concept from, within a day, once I started to learn about the myths about menopause. And
now this could have gone another completely different way. I could have called Danny and told him with all my excitement what happened, and he was, with his unexcitement, he could have blew out my fire. But I didn't let him. Yeah, I didn't let him. And I'm saying that to you because whenever you feel something in your heart strongly and it's a way that you know you need to go, you're going to have people around you that are going to have an opinion, sometimes not the opinion you want to hear. But if you believe it and you're strong enough and you're clear enough about your intention, he started to get it. And he started to get it because I wasn't wavering, honestly. If I started to waver, he would have probably, he probably would have gotten me flowing right in his direction. I wasn't about to waver. I was very extremely strongly clear. I don't think those words even go together, but that's what the feeling was, that this was what I was supposed to do. So okay, go ahead. Danny keeps trying to talk.
Yes, hold on. When you have an opinion, it's because you don't have enough information on it. And that's what, as a man, how do I know hot flashes? All I hear is people throw off the covers, or they're sweating, or they got to take off a piece of jacket. I just know the myths, the things that I see that happen. So as an informed businessman with a business opportunity, I need to be more informed. And that's my initial reaction was, even though Ellen was fully convinced that this is what she's going to do, I didn't have that information. So over the next amount of days and hours, we were looking it up, seeing if anyone's had the name Menopause, if anybody's even addressing this issue out there with fitness, nutrition, and helping women to get through this in a more successful way and in a positive way and change the stereotype. Once I started to learn and I learned that, I'm going, this is a dynamite idea. We need to inform people. So that's where it is. People, initially, I just need to get information.
Right. No, and that is the most important part of this journey for me, that we are bombarded, like I said, with negative information. All you hear is complaints about going through menopause. And it doesn't have to be a negative thing at all. In a lot of other countries around the world, it's not negative. It's a positive time for a woman because some great things happen. We hear about the hot flashes, so what? It lasts a couple seconds and it gives your hair body, get over it. Honestly, that's the way I look at it. It's all the way you look at things. And I went online and I was looking up different menopause websites and different menopause information, and I couldn't believe how many people talked only about the negative parts of going through this change. And really, it comes down to, we're just at a place where we can't have children anymore. That's it. But the good and the amazing thing that happens to us is because of that part of us that leaves, we become now more independent. We now become a little bit more selfish, not in a bad way, in a very good way. Meaning when we're in our younger years, it's all about our children, our family, our husbands, our partners. It's all around everyone around us. When this change occurs, we actually get to go more introspective, and it becomes a little bit more about us in a positive way. Meaning we finally have that opportunity in our lives to go through our life and clean up our stuff. And it really does. It starts bringing things to light that we need to clean up. And on top of that, we're given a strength and a courage to be able to let that happen. So that's a brilliant thing that's happening. We also get very creative in this time of our lives. We get a little bit stronger opinioned, and that's one thing we have to be really careful about, because you want to keep, as a woman, that softness and have that opinion too. And that's something that you need to keep in the light. Now, a funny situation happened about 2 years ago, and I had no idea this had to do with menopause at all. And it was with Danny, actually. Danny brought me a salad one day, and I had it specifically the way I wanted it. And it came exactly the way I did not want it. Now, I had this complete meltdown over this salad. I thought this chef that had never met me before a day in his life had something out for me. So he was going to give me this bad salad. And then Danny was in cahoots with him because they wanted to give me a bad salad. I mean, how crazy is that? Why I'm acting this way, I'm saying out loud, I don't know why I'm being this crazy. I don't know why I'm acting out this way. I don't know why this is bothering me so much. And now that I'm reading and seeing, that was part of the beginning stages of almost that fight within myself of becoming more independent and leaving that old person behind and not really knowing how to handle this new life. And I was kind of in a flux state. And so for any other woman out there, if you're having those moments where you're even like sitting there standing in the middle of the room going, am I going crazy right now? I am acting like a cuckoo bear right now. What is going on? You know what? It's real. It's happening. But once you keep it in the light and know that that can happen, at that moment you can go, oh yeah, that's it. It's just an adjustment. That's no big deal. I can get through it. And apologize to the person that you are taking it out on if they're in the room with you. I did many times. You just...
Oh, okay, I think we have to go to break though.
Yeah, we do. Okay, we'll be right back. This is Ellen Como and Danny Liu on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.